welcome back. In this video, we'll be working on this 2014 Ford Mustang again. And this time we're going to be installing a rear window louver spoiler on the back of this car. See how it looks. So let's go ahead and jump into it and get started. All right, so this is the car's current state. We're going to go from this to this. Okay, so I got this kit. It's a whole kit. It comes with the rear louver and the side louvers as well. It's a whole kit. I got it from a company called CA Auto Parts. And I'll put a link to it in the description to their website and where I got this from. But this is basically what it's going to look like on the back window. And it's just instructions to show you how to install it. So basically it installs with these sticky pads with studs made onto them. You know, you get the louver in place and these stick to the window and then you just bolt it down like that. As far as the side pieces go, this is what they're going to look like. Something like this. And they didn't give instructions on this. What I'm guessing is it came in this bag here, but how you see it is exactly how I found it in the bag. So yeah, not sure what that's about. But the good thing is we don't really need any, it's not important hardware for these. These simply would just go on with some two-sided tape, some strips of tape. You just put it around the edges here, then you just stick it to the car. That's easy and cheap to get at any hardware store or auto parts store, so I'm not really worried about that. I don't know if I'm going to put these on yet. We're going to put the rear louver on first, see how the car looks, and then if we want to, we'll stick these up there, and then we'll see how it's going to look, kind of like with and without these. So we'll determine that after I get the rear louver on the car first. Okay, so our first step to installing this rear louver is we need to clean this back glass. You can see just how dirty it is, you know. You got trash and all kinds of stuff on here. Well, that's no good. Them sticky pads will not stick to the glass like that. So we got to completely clean this glass completely with some window cleaner, and then I'm going to come back and wipe it at least around the outside edges with alcohol where the sticky pads will be, so then we get a good, solid, secure mount. All right, once we got the window clean, we want to go back through and wipe along the perimeter of the window all the way around with some isopropyl alcohol. That way we can go ahead and get all the grease or any dirt or any debris or anything. We already cleaned it, but now we want to make sure there's no grease or nothing that can keep the pads from sticking properly. Okay, so before we get ready to actually go through the steps to install this, the best thing to do is take your pad. This is what comes in the kit. See how it's got a sticky pad back here. You peel this off when you get ready to stick it down. It's got a stud on it. You want to install these on the louver first. And they come with these little acorn nuts and washers, but we don't need the washers just to set it in place, because once we put it in place, we need to pull the spoiler or the louver back off to make sure that we press down on these pads really good for a better adhesion. So we're just going to hand tighten the nuts for now, and that will put these in place. And in all honesty, you could probably do this and then just stick it down and then take the louver off, but I'm going to try to do it a little bit better way. But first I'm going to go around and get all these put on first. Okay, so here's what I got so far. Here's what I did. You notice I got all these pieces of tape and I got little marks here. What I ended up doing was I went ahead and installed my clips on the louver like I said. Then I took my tape measure and I measured from the edge here to the edge of that, because luckily, even though this is a relatively cheap unit for $212, which ain't bad for a louver and side pieces, it actually fits pretty good. It pretty much fits flush to the glass, like to the edge of the glass all the way around on the edges here. So essentially what I did is measured from the edge to the bracket. Got about 1/4 of an inch here, 1/2 an inch here. And then for the front here, what I did is I measured down from here to there, then measure from the glass down. And this is my 5 5/8 mark here, 1/4 of an inch in. That way I can get it lined up perfectly. Then it was 20 1/4 down here to this line from if you were to measure from here to the top of that bracket, so it'd be I measure from here down to here, be 20 1/4 for that. And then of course, again, 1/4 of an inch in. And then for here, it was 8 inches from the edge of the glass over, and then 1/2 inch down. So that's the way I did it all the way around. I did that, double checked my measurements, make sure it was good to go. That way I could take my clips off of my mounts off of the louver, put them directly on the glass, exactly where they need to go, and then we eliminate confusion. Because you could probably do it the way the instruction says, which is like this: put them on there, then just set it down on the glass, push it down, take the louver off, and then make sure they're stuck good. It's hard to do that by yourself. If you have someone helping you could probably do that. But when you're working by yourself, it's good to take the extra steps like this to ensure that you get it in the proper spot. Also, another thing to note is you have a little bit of variance here with the hole. It's not an exact tight fit. So you've got about 1/16 of an inch of play in there, which is fine. That's like, that's good. Between a 1/16 to an 1/8 inch play on the holes, which means they don't have to be exactly 100% perfect. You got just a very, very little bit of tolerance there that you can play with to give you variance, but you do want it very, very close. Okay, so I'll install this one here up close to show as an example. So we're going to peel off our backing here on this 2-sided tape. Make sure that your stud is facing out toward the vehicle. You don't want it like this, because then the stud's going to be too far in. So line it up on our first mark here on the edge of our tape, like that. And then line this one up like so. Push it down. And it's stuck. So again, push it down really good. Make sure it sticks to the glass really good. Solid as a rock. Now we can go through and do the rest of them. Okay, and it's also really important, after I went through and put my tape marks down here, I also cleaned each spot again with alcohol and let it dry. Okay, now we got them all set in place. We go through and just push all the way around work your way in, out to the edges. Now we can test fit to see how it fits, and then I'll remove this to clean the glass one more time before final install. It goes underneath the trunk lid, like so. All right, so we got it all done. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. There's a couple little mistakes I made that we'll talk about in a minute, but the overall look, let's take a look at it. So it fits relatively nicely. You know, a couple of things I'm not happy about is how it fits here, how it's got like a gap, how it's picked up. Part of that may be once it's out in the sun and it gets hot and it gets heat to it, it may settle a little bit more and form better to the roof. Because after all, it is just plastic. But I mean, just walking around looking at it, I mean, it looks good. It goes good with this satin black spoiler. That's satin black, so it all kind of just goes together. Yeah. I think all in all, it turned out pretty good. Okay, so let's talk about a couple of mistakes I made. For one, the sides went perfect, flawlessly. It fits perfect down here at the bottom. Trunk lid opens and closes like it's supposed to. These lined up with no problem. The top, I somehow mismeasured. I don't know how exactly. What I should have done was this. I should have did the size like I did. And then I should have stuck the top ones into the louver and then set it down and just stick it to the roof wherever they land. That's how I should have done it. I didn't do it. You know, you live and you learn. I had to ever so slightly waddle out the hole just a little bit to get it to go. And they only give you 4 washers. You can see how it bolts down here. You got a washer with an acorn nut. Well, they only give you 4. So I'm assuming that they're only supposed to be on the sides anyway, not the top, I guess. I don't know why they didn't give you 6, but whatever. So I had to oblong that hole out just a little bit to give me a little bit extra clearance for that to go down and bolt properly. Other than that, it turned out pretty well. That's the only thing I'm not happy with is how I had to oblong that because I made a mistake there on my measurements, and then how this is picked up, how it's not sitting down. Like I almost think that it will look better just to silicone it to the glass, but then you can't remove it to clean it. But then by the same note, like these here, when you stick the side panels that came on it with the double-sided tape, you can't remove them without removing, you know, taking the double-sided tape off, and then you got to retape it. You know, so I guess essentially it'd be the same thing as this, but you're not looking through these as often. You got to be able to look through the back, so you got to be able to clean it. But I think honestly, double-sided taping it around the glass would probably look better, make it form a little bit better. But like I said, after a few days out in the sun, we'll have to see how it looks then and go from there. Okay, this is a look at it out during the day, and this is probably, as I'm shooting this, 6 months to a year after installing it. So as we can see, it still has not set down like I was hoping it would do, but that's okay. It still looks pretty good for the time. Can't really complain too much with that. I ended up not using those side louvers just because it didn't end up liking the way it looked. Just wanted the back louver part, which still looks really, really cool. Here's a side view of it. And here's a look at it from the inside and what it looks like. All right, so you see how that turned out? I think it turned out pretty well. It looks good, functions well, and like I said, for the price, you can't really beat it too much. Like I said, this is like 6 months to a year afterward. This is a video I almost forgot to post. I had forgot about it, and so I was going through my old videos, things that I forgot to post, or things that I had posted, and I realized I hadn't posted this one yet, and I forgot about it. So I weren't intentionally planning on waiting 6 months to a year, but it happened to work out. It got to see what it looks like with that time. So that's a good thing. But it looks good. Like I said, for the price, can't beat it. So I think it turned out well, and yeah, I'm happy with it. So didn't decide to put the side louvers on because my mom's car. She said she didn't want them. She just likes the rear louver, so that's why we didn't put the side pieces on. But just the back piece looks good. So yeah, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I'd appreciate that as well. You can now become a member. It's down in the description below, and it's also on the description of my homepage on my YouTube channel. It's only $1 a month, and if you're interested, check that out. I'd appreciate it. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them in the drop box down below, as always. And that's all there is for this one. So until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.